sure don't know. One piece in hand is a start, but it's a mighty puzzle to lay. No need to say, how will I cope? With your heart on your sleeve, it's a fine line between letting go and losing control. So I take my love and hide it away from those who steal, till I find my way. How will I call? How will I call? How will I call?
Hey guys, welcome back. A lot of our attention has been spent working here inside our tiny home, but not every day is spent working on the tiny home. We actually have a lot of work that we just need to do around the homestead to make living here comfortable for us and for our kids. So today we're gonna walk you through kind of what a typical day looks like for us when we're not inside grinding on the tiny home. So morning routine, always one of the first things I do is fill up our Berkey for drinking water. So we don't have a water filter or anything like that. We're getting our water straight out of the well. So Jeremy goes and fills up these 6-gallon pitchers.
Jugs.
So I'm gonna pour it in this pitcher here so you can kind of see the color of the well water. Some folks have asked, why are you filtering your well water? Now, the water is just really, really high in mineral. So
Okay, hold on. To be fair, this is a dirty, dirty pitcher. And when I let the well water run for a significant period of time, it clears up. It only looks like this when I'm not running it consistently.
it's still pretty murky, so we've noticed when we cook with it or anything like that, we end up with like a white kind of silt at the bottom of pans, and it's just a mineral deposit. It's nothing that's really gonna hurt you or anything like that. In fact, minerals are really good in your water, but with little kids and little tummies drinking it, we like to filter it. So we just pour it in the top of the Berkey, and then the water just seeps into the filters, and then it just drips out very, very slowly. So it goes in kind of like an orange murky color, and it comes out crystal clear. I'll show you the bottom water in here. Like, check that out. That is super clear drinking water. It is zero taste or flavor or anything like that. It's awesome. We've been drinking it. It's perfect. So I try to keep about 4 gallons refrigerated every day in the fridge because we go through a lot of water. We cook with it and everything with the filtered water. So that is the first thing I do, is make sure that this sucker is full and that I put some water in there. So yeah, this is my fermentation station, I call it. It is where our kombucha brews. It's also where we do a lot of our fermented vegetables and our kimchi. This is for Jeremy's Korean roots right there.
Delicious.
Fermented food, awesome for the tummy. So, all right, next thing we need to get done is our laundry.
All right, Melissa said we're going to get started with our laundry, but before we do that, we're going to go over another portion of our daily routine, at least part of my daily routine, which is filling up these 6-gallon jugs of water. Basically, I go out at some point every day. I fill up 6 of these. I carry them back into our pole barn, and we fill up our fresh water tank to make sure that we have water for the day. There are 6 of us staying in this trailer, and between showering, getting dishes done, and all that, it actually ends up being a lot of water. So it'll be nice to finally get our pump house up and running, so I don't have to do this any longer. Whoa. So getting this chore done every day is not a very simple process. It's pretty laborious. A lot of folks have asked, hey, why don't you just run a hose from your wellhead to your trailer? Well, primary reason being is that it's over 100 feet away, and that would also require that we leave a hose strung across our driveway, which gets a lot of traffic between me and Melissa driving back and forth on it. You know, I'm dropping off materials oftentimes for our build and pulling trailer and all that. So while this does take me a little bit of time, maybe 20-30 minutes every day, it's really not that bad. All right, I can see that we are full. We are topped off for another day. Let's go refill our jugs. Let's bring 4 of them out. The other 2 still have water.
So if you watch our videos, you may have noticed our washer sitting out here on
Hand truck.
Hand truck.
Permanently. It's constantly attached to the hand truck with a strap.
Yeah.
Here's why.
We've gotten a few questions as to why is your washer on a hand truck and why is it in the middle of the field. This here is my laundry room with a view. And she's been a good thing. She's been a good thing for us.
She's kind of falling apart now. But she still works. Clothes come out clean.
She's still good and she means a lot to me. She's been with me for many years. So she washes our clothes out here in the field. We will show you how we do that. I don't know. I was laughing the first time we did it, but now I actually really love it.
Yeah, I've gotten really used to it.
Yeah.
And we usually do multiple loads on the same day.
Yeah.
Obviously we want to get everything done on a nice day, and then we try to keep this thing mobile, which is why it's on the hand truck, so that I can take it into the pole barn and back out. When we do get it set up, we keep it in the vicinity of our well, and then obviously the generator, we need power and water. So that's why we drag it out here.
Yep.
And then we are good to wash our clothes.
Yeah, we try to do it every like maybe 5 days. So
all right,
family
ready?
of 6. Yep.
Let's do it. Here we go.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna get going with getting our clothes washed and also refilling our water totes. Before we do that, we need to get our generator up and running though. This is our 12,000 watt pulse start generator. It is dual fuel, meaning that you can power it using either propane or gasoline. We primarily go with gasoline because it just usually ends up being easier for us. It's what we're used to at this point. So we'll get some extension cords plugged in here. We'll run everything, get everything fired up, and that way we can start washing our clothes.
Represents about 5 days worth for a family of 6. We try to re-wear clothes a couple times until they're real funky, because as you can see, this is not like doing laundry in a normal house.
That's right, there's dirty and then there's funky.
Yeah.
Dirty you can wear again. Funky, it's time to be washed.
Draw the line of funky. Okay, so now it's time to get the generator fired up so we can actually get some water in here. So basically what I do is I just skip the fill cycle. I just turn it to the regular like you would doing laundry. Turn it on with like it's gonna do the fill cycle. I fill it manually with water and then we just move it till it clicks and starts washing. Easy. Okay, so it's a little loud because the generator's going, but now that we got it filled, there you go, we're washing.
The nice thing about this inch and a quarter poly pipe that we've been using to fill these totes is that our gallons per minute has been great. There's a ton of flow and volume that comes out of this thing. We're going to be capping this off, however, and getting water diverted back to our frost-free hydrant that is in the same vicinity so that we can get our pump house built here in the coming weeks. We got a plug for it. It's something I'm going to take care of later today. Whoa, Bessie, whoa, it's okay, girl. Whoa.
Do it all, Bessie.
Whoa.
Do it. So some of you guys might think this strap here is just for fun. but it's actually holding old Bessie together. So we actually dropped her off the hand truck and did a lot of damage. Then my dad had an idea that he was going to fix her. Well, now she flaps. So during the spin cycle, just like all old ladies, they need a little extra support. So we scrapped her up. One day I'm going to buy myself a nice washer, but today is not that day.
Look at it go, all by itself. Look at it go.
Aw, poor Bessie. So now that it has drained the wash water, it is on the rinse cycle. So right now it's quiet because it thinks it is filling. Unfortunately, it's not hooked up to any water. So this is when we do the rinse cycle. This is daily therapy right here. So I feel like if the world had more baby doll sheep, we would have less problems. Real life teddy bears, aren't you? Yes, yes. Hey, sweet girl. Come in. So they love back massages. You like that, Mona? And he runs in on it.
All right, after a couple hours, we got all of our loads of laundry done for the week. With that completed, we're going to move on to our next project on the day, which is making a transition when it comes to where it is that we're getting our water. So a number of months ago, Melissa and I ran a number of poly lines in ground. We got those buried up. And in that time, or in the time since, we've been using this 1.25 inch line as our main water supply. It's how we've been topping off with water for the trailer, doing our laundry like we just showed you a second ago. So we are in the initial planning phase of getting our well house built. It's going to be built in this general area that you see here. Before we do that though, we need to cap off this 1.25 inch line and transition back to using our frost-free hydrant, which is right behind Melissa. She's filming here. So we're gonna take this plug I just purchased, get this capped off, and then we'll get water flowing out of the frost-free here in a sec. So we have 4 lines in total, 4 water lines. Again, this main 1.25 inch is going to be our water supply that leads into the pump house that'll be built here in the next few weeks, hopefully. We then have 3 1-inch lines that lead back out. One goes to our barn, one is going into the main house, and then we also got one run out to our garden space. So looking forward to that. Stay tuned and we'll show you how that project goes. All right, with our water situation all squared away and dialed in, we are moving on to the next chore that has to get done here on our property, on the homestead.
Ah, okay. You checked her lately, honey?
Full! Fortunately, it only has to be done a couple times a week. There are 6 of us in our family, as you may know. And with that comes a whole bunch of poop.
What's wrong with you?
So what is it that we're referring to? Well, this beautiful tarped structure that you see behind us with the bucket, that is our cone of shame. Melissa, what happens in the cone of shame?
So the cone of shame earned that name because it's actually a shower tent, which is in the shape of a cone. And our 5-year-old, at the time 4-year-old, started calling it the cone of shame. So we've just loved the name, and that's what it's called. Jeremy has the unfortunate crappy job of cleaning that out.
I'm a lucky guy. I'm just living my dream out here. Living in the lap of luxury as we do, it's a glorious way to be. This is the only job or chore that we do consistently that requires I put on some latex gloves. So since moving out here, we've got a lot of questions from folks about how it is that we dispose of our waste. So for the last 3 months, we've been utilizing the cone of shame just for a little bit of privacy. I actually prefer to keep the door open because I get to look out at our glorious view, see some deers and turkey passing by. It's wonderful. I'm one with nature. As you can see, it's a pretty simple setup. I went ahead and built this little toilet, if you want to call it that. It's at least a little standing base with a toilet seat on it. We stick our 5-gallon buckets. I say buckets because we actually use 2 and swap them out back and forth. And that basically serves as our latrine. And then we actually utilize these wood chips here, and we get everything buried in the bucket. And it, like I said a second ago, about twice a week is what it usually ends up being. I come in here, I get everything cleaned up, swept out, reset up the structure a lot of times because it does collapse in the wind and the rain. I walk our bucket over to the far end of the property, and I have a spot that's out of the way that I've been dumping it. So, all of the humanity. All right, let's go drop everything off, shall we? Easy as that.
All right, we got pretty much all of our chores done. We are going to head over to our friends and neighbors' house for a barbecue. But first, we're going to collect our game camera. Every 4 or 5 days, we just like to see what's on it. We set different game cameras around the property. One, so we can monitor any possible predators that might be around for our sheep and our rabbits and obviously our children. But also because hunting season will be upon us, and we want to know what is traveling around here and what we can look forward to in our freezer come fall.
Got the SD card. We're gonna leave the camera there so that we can put everything back and try to get more footage of hopefully just some of the deer and stuff passing through. All right, we are back inside. Let's see what we got on the camera. We have not looked at this yet, I promise you.
All right, let's see what we got. Deer.
There's a couple deer. There's another one down here. Couple doe.
My baby.
Oh, it's a doe and a fawn, yeah.
Oh, it's nursing.
A doe early in the morning.
That's a turkey. Hey.
That's what the turkeys are.
Yeah.
Morning.
Yep.
Pretty
Well,
boring.
an elk, some deer, some turkey. Kind of what we expected for hunting season, right?
Yeah. No bears.
No bears, luckily. All right, guys, that is kind of a typical catch-up day for us. We have play days, catch-up days, and work days, but these catch-up days have to happen because we have to get laundry done, we have to get things cleaned, and yeah, it's just the realities of living this lifestyle.
Yeah, chores have to be done. There's no way around it. It keeps us busy. It's a lot of work at times, but we love it. It affords us a lifestyle that, you know, we've always kind of envisioned for ourselves. Yeah. This is us living our dream, and although it may not be glamorous, it is ours, and we love it, like I said.
We do. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that video, just kind of a little insight that we haven't really shown before, but catch us on the next one. We've got lots to come.
See you guys.